They thought they would break you down and bury you. To resist all this, you have to work with intelligence and patience, not emotion. They thought you were done. But what they didn't expect was the comeback. The rise from the ashes stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. This is not about revenge. It's about evolution. Real power isn't in retaliation. It's in transformation. In this video, you'll learn 9 unshakable Stoic strategies designed to turn your pain into power, your silence into strength, and your heartbreak into relentless discipline. These principles come straight from the timeless wisdom of Stoic masters like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, philosophers who faced immense suffering, yet chose growth over defeat. This message is for those who have been overlooked, underestimated, or dismissed. You don't owe anyone a reaction. You don't need to explain yourself or prove your worth. Instead, it's time to rise quietly, consistently, and with purpose. Each strategy will shift how you handle adversity, build your self-worth, and maintain unbreakable emotional control. This is your blueprint for becoming the most focused, disciplined, and powerful version of yourself. If you're ready to take control of your pain and convert it into unstoppable momentum, comment, "I rise from pain" below. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new mindset weapon. No more excuses, no more wasted energy. Just build, just rise, just become undeniable. Watch the video till the end. Everything you are going to find in the video will be highlighted below. The comeback starts now. Secret 1. Own your pain. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." That's the truth most people never grasp. Your pain is not the event. It's the meaning you attach to it. And meaning is something you choose. You see, most people run from pain. They suppress it, numb it, pretend it never happened. But what you avoid only grows stronger. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Confront it, face it, own it. You cannot heal what you deny. You cannot rise if you're still blaming. And you cannot take control of your life if you're still giving your pain power over you. Owning your pain is not about accepting blame. It's about reclaiming power. It's not your fault they betrayed you, abandoned you, disrespected you. But it is your responsibility to decide what you do with it. That's where transformation begins. Stop waiting for an apology. Stop waiting for closure. You don't need them. What you need is to look in the mirror and say, "This pain is mine now, and I will use it." Use it to fuel your workouts. Use it to sharpen your focus. Use it to get so disciplined, so committed, so razor sharp in your actions that they won't even recognize you. Don't cry over what they did. Build something so powerful, they'll regret ever doubting you. This is what Stoics do. They don't react. They respond. They don't spiral. They stabilize. They don't crumble. They create. When the pain hits, they don't say, "Why me?" They say, "Try me." The moment you stop seeing pain as punishment and start seeing it as potential, everything changes. You stop being the victim. You become the architect. And yes, it hurts. It burns. But fire doesn't just destroy. It forges. It shapes steel. And if you let it, your pain will shape you into something unshakable. So, the next time you feel broken, betrayed, or beaten down, don't run. Don't lash out. Own it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Then rise. The world doesn't need another person pretending to be okay. It needs warriors who took their pain and turned it into power. Comment, "I own my pain," if you're claiming this truth. Secret 2. Silence is revenge. Epictetus taught, when someone irritates you, it is your own response that is the problem. Let that sink in, because the world will try to provoke you. People will test you. They'll doubt you, leave you, talk down to you. But you don't react. You rise in silence. Let them say what they want. Let them mock, gossip, and assume. But do not explain. Do not defend. Do not lower yourself to match their noise. Because silence is not weakness, it's warfare. When you respond to every insult, you give away your control. When you argue with fools, you become one. But when you stay silent, when you keep moving forward without a word, you gain power. True power. The kind they can feel but can't touch. Your silence is a statement. It says, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. It says, I'm focused on something bigger. While they're stuck in drama, you're building. While they're seeking attention, you're stacking wins. While they're watching you, you're mastering yourself. This is how Stoics operate. They don't chase recognition. They chase excellence. They don't seek applause. They seek alignment. You think Marcus Aurelius responded to every critic? No. He ruled himself. He let his actions echo louder than any opinion. And you must do the same. Let your silence make them uncomfortable. Let your growth expose their ignorance. Let your transformation speak for you. Because one day, they'll see your name and remember the moment they lost access to your presence. Silence isn't passive. It's preparation. It's where warriors sharpen their minds and train their spirits. You use it to heal, to reset, to reforge. And when you return different, sharper, stronger, untouchable. There's no need to get even. Let your success do it for you. Let your discipline be your reply. Let your peace be your protest. The greatest revenge is to become so stable, so calm, so focused, that their chaos can't reach you. Because the goal isn't to make them feel what you felt. The goal is to become someone they can't affect anymore. That's when you know you've won. So, next time they try to get a reaction from you, give them nothing. No words, no emotion, just distance and results. Because the one who stays silent holds the highest ground. Your silence is your power. Your growth is your revenge. Use both wisely. Comment, I move in silence, if you're done explaining and ready to start evolving. Secret 3. Turn rejection into redirection. Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And rejection, when it hits, feels like a collapse. Like the world closed in on you. But look closer. That no wasn't destruction. It was direction. A sign. A redirection away from what wasn't meant for your greatness. You didn't fail. You got focused. When someone rejects you, whether it's a person, an opportunity, or a system, it's not a verdict on your worth. It's feedback. It's life saying, this path is too small for who you're becoming. But most people take rejection and turn it inward. They make it personal. They shrink. They chase. They doubt. That's the difference between the average and the Stoic. The average person takes rejection as a wound. The Stoic turns it into a weapon. You weren't chosen? Good. Choose yourself. They didn't believe in you? Good. Believe deeper. That door slammed shut? Good. Build a better one. You're not meant to fit into every space. You're meant to grow into your own. And rejection is the resistance you need to get stronger. Just like the body needs weight to build muscle, your spirit needs resistance to build resilience. The Stoics didn't flinch when denied. They didn't complain. They didn't chase. They adjusted, recalibrated, and marched forward with deeper clarity. Because your path isn't made by those who reject you, it's made by how you respond when they do. You must understand, rejection is redirection wrapped in ego pain. Once you remove the ego, you see the blessing. They said no? Excellent. You're no longer tied to their limitations. You're now free to outgrow them. That job didn't want you? That relationship left? That idea failed? Good. Now you get to build without compromise. Now you get to go where you're truly meant to be. Now you get to rise, clean, clear, unshackled. You don't need their acceptance. You need your discipline. You don't need to be liked. You need to be aligned. You don't need their approval. You need your own conviction. Every rejection is just another fire forging your focus, another chance to choose excellence over ego, another opportunity to build in silence, out of sight, until you return undeniable. Let them go. Let the door close. Let the silence stretch. And while the world sleeps on you, work, grind, sharpen. Because when you finally walk back in, you won't need to say a word. They'll feel it. This is Stoic power, the ability to take a loss and use it as leverage. The mindset that says, I don't break when rejected, I build. So, the next time life tells you no, don't crumble, don't chase, don't beg, breathe, refocus, and get to work. Because rejection isn't your ending, it's your evolution. Comment: rejection fuels my rise if you've stopped shrinking and started building. Secret 4. Discipline is your armor. The world can break the undisciplined. That's why the Stoic trains. Every day, rain or shine, heartbroken or not. Discipline isn't just about doing the work, it's about reclaiming your power. It's the silent decision that says, no matter what happens, I show up. Because chaos may be outside you, but order must live within. That's the law of the Stoic. External storms mean nothing to a man who governs himself. Discipline isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It moves in silence, quietly stacking victories when no one's watching, quietly building muscle, mental and physical, while the rest scroll and sleep. You don't need motivation, you need structure. When you get up early, train your mind, guard your habits, you become dangerous. Not because of what you say, but because of what you do consistently. And consistency is power. Not flashy, not fast, but unbeatable. Pain will test you. Life will hit you. People will doubt you. But if you are disciplined, you don't fold. You don't react. You respond. With action, with control, with purpose. Discipline makes you unshakable. Because when the world feels like it's falling apart, your habits hold you together. Routine becomes the rope that pulls you out of the darkness. Small actions, done daily, become a wall. No weakness can penetrate. Eat clean, train hard, read daily, reflect constantly, cut distractions. Keep your word to yourself, because the moment you break your word to yourself, you teach your mind that your standards are negotiable, and that's the beginning of decay. But when you keep your word, even when it's hard, you rise. You separate yourself. You become rare. And in a world of chaos, rare is power. You don't need applause. You don't need eyes on you. Your habits are enough. Because the Stoic builds for legacy, not attention. The disciplined don't crumble. They rise. Because every small act of control reinforces the truth. You're not a victim. You're the architect. The more you take control of your day, the more you take control of your destiny. Your sleep, your fuel, your mindset, your grind, it all adds up. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. It's about doing the work even when your mind says quit, even when your heart says rest, even when the world says stop. Real power is quiet. It's not about having a good day. It's about dominating every day, even when it's bad, especially when it's bad. Because that's when discipline matters most. Anyone can work when it's easy. The Stoic thrives when it's hard. So if you want revenge, if you want to rise, if you want to become untouchable, build your discipline. Forge your habits. Let your routine speak for you. Because the man with structure is a fortress, and the world cannot break what is built from within. Comment: discipline is my power, if you're done relying on feelings and ready to rely on fire. Secret 5. Build in the dark. Stoicism is not showmanship, it's mastery. And mastery happens in silence, in solitude, away from the noise. While others chase likes, approval, and validation, the Stoic chases evolution, quietly, ruthlessly, without broadcasting every step. The real work, the work that changes your life, is done in the dark. When no one's watching, when there's no applause, no recognition, no one to hype you up, just you, your discipline, and your vision. That's where the future is built. That's where greatness is born. Behind closed doors, in the pain, in the practice. While the world sleeps, you sharpen. While they scroll, you build. Every lonely rep in the gym, every page read in silence, every second spent mastering your craft when quitting would be easier. Those moments count. They're not glamorous, but they're gold. Because what you build in the dark becomes undeniable in the light. When you've put in the unseen hours, you don't need to speak. Your presence carries weight. Your energy shifts the room. Your results echo louder than any words ever could. Most people want to be seen. The Stoic wants to be solid. While others chase being known, the Stoic chases being undeniable. And that doesn't come from noise. It comes from the grind, from the repetition, from the painful consistency that no one applauds, but everyone eventually respects. You don't need to post it. You don't need to prove it. You just need to become it. Your rise doesn't need validation. It needs execution. Work on yourself so deeply, so relentlessly, that when you do step into the light, people are stunned by who you've become. Not because you told them, but because they can't deny it. The Stoic understands the journey is internal before it's external. You're not here to impress. You're here to improve, to rise so far above the noise that you no longer need to compete. You just dominate. So while they talk, you train. While they party, you prepare. While they flex, you focus. Because one day, all the sacrifices made in the dark will shine without you saying a word. That's the reward, the transformation, the evolution. So build alone. Suffer in silence. Get strong in solitude. You don't need sympathy. You need strength. You don't need recognition. You need results. Don't fear being unseen. Fear being unprepared. Don't chase applause. Chase alignment with discipline, with growth, with greatness. This is the code. Build, grind, repeat. No noise, no neediness, just quiet domination. And when the time comes, you won't have to announce your return. The world will feel it. Comment, "I build in silence," if you're done performing and ready to transform. Secret 6. Control what you can. The Stoics lived by one unbreakable code. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. That's not just philosophy. That's freedom. Pain doesn't come from what happens to you. Pain comes from resisting reality. You can't control betrayal. You can't control failure. You can't control how they treat you, what they say behind your back, or the storms life sends your way. But you can always control how you respond. And that response, that inner mastery, is what separates the broken from the unshakable. Most people spend their energy fighting what they cannot fix. They scream at the world. They curse their luck. They blame others for their wounds. But the Stoic doesn't waste time there. The Stoic turns inward. The Stoic says, "I may not control the storm, but I control the ship." You control your thoughts. You control your attitude. You control your discipline, your response, your will. That is your battlefield. That is your domain. When you stop trying to change the world and start mastering yourself, everything shifts. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop chasing people. You stop looking for approval, fairness, or revenge. Instead, you rise. You grind. You evolve. You become what they never expected. That's power. Not loud, desperate power. Quiet, lethal power. The kind built through focus, restraint, and relentless execution. Every day, you will face chaos. People will test you. Circumstances will pressure you. But remember, you are not your circumstances. You are your choices. Choose strength. Choose calm. Choose action. The Stoic doesn't control the world. They control their world. When someone disrespects you, don't lose yourself trying to correct them. Level up so far they can't reach you. When life breaks your plans, don't collapse. Adapt, refocus, execute. The power has never been out there. It's always been in your hands. The problem is we keep giving it away. Every time you complain, you hand over control. Every time you lash out, you give someone else the steering wheel. Reclaim it. Take it back. Own every moment. Because the one who masters their inner world cannot be ruled by the outer world. That's Stoicism. That's dominance. That's how you win. So next time the world tries to shake you, don't flinch, don't fold, don't fight shadows. Stand still. Breathe deep. Focus in. Say it out loud. I control what I do next, and then move like it. Comment, I control my world, if you're ready to reclaim your power from everything that was never yours to fix. Secret 7. Make your pain purposeful. There's no glory in suffering unless you use it. Pain alone is pointless. Pain transformed is unstoppable. Every scar, every sleepless night, every moment they counted you out, that wasn't just for survival. That was your training ground. The Stoics didn't sit in their sorrow. They stood in it, studied it, and forged it into philosophy, leadership, and strength that still echoes today. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations from a throne of comfort. He wrote it in the chaos of war, while the empire burned and enemies closed in. His pain became a book that still changes lives. That's what purpose looks like. Ask yourself, what can I create from this? What can I teach? Who can I lift? That betrayal you went through, someone else is about to face the same. That heartbreak, that failure, that darkness. It's a roadmap if you're bold enough to chart it. Your story is not your shame. It's your sword. Wield it. Tell it without begging for sympathy. Or don't say a word. Just let your work do the talking. The choice is yours. But either way, don't waste your wounds. The world is full of people who broke and stayed broken. But you, if you've made it this far, if you're still breathing, still standing, then your pain was not pointless. It was raw material. And now it's your responsibility to do something with it. Most people drown in what hurt them. Stoics build ships out of it. They take the storm, learn its rhythm, and ride through it with clarity. Don't just survive the storm. Study it. Master it. Then turn around and lead others through it. Purpose gives pain context, direction, depth. Without it, you suffer twice. First in the moment, then forever in your memory. But when you assign meaning to your pain, it becomes power. You stop asking, "Why me?" and you start saying, "Watch me." That's the shift. That's the rise. That's where you become untouchable. You don't need to make your pain pretty. You don't need to sugarcoat the process. You just need to make it useful. Build from it. Write from it. Create with it. Train harder because of it. Love deeper in spite of it. Let it be the reason you became more, not less. There is a fire inside you that only pain can ignite. And once it's lit, never let it go out. You don't have to justify what happened to you, but you do have to decide what you'll do with it now. Because your greatest power will come from the pain you refuse to waste. Say it out loud. My pain has a purpose. Comment it below if you're done letting your past control you. It's time to build your legacy, not despite what you've been through, but because of it. Secret 8. Surround yourself with stillness. You can't hear your intuition in chaos. You can't find your next move if your mind is cluttered with noise, opinions, and distractions. That's why the Stoic doesn't chase noise. They seek stillness. Stillness is not weakness. It's not laziness. It's not withdrawal. Stillness is strategy. Stillness is where power is built. It's where clarity sharpens. It's where you meet the strongest version of yourself, without the world trying to drown him out. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, faced wars, dealt with betrayal, death, and disease. And still, he carved out space to sit with his thoughts, to write, to reflect. Why? Because without stillness, he'd be reactive. Without stillness, he'd be ruled by chaos instead of virtue. If a Roman emperor can find time for silence, so can you. But first, you have to make the decision to disconnect. Turn off the noise. Step back from the scrolling, the endless opinions, the toxic people, the fake validation. Cut off what drains your clarity. If someone constantly sows doubt, chaos, gossip, drama, they don't deserve access to your peace. This isn't about being cold, it's about being clear. Stillness is the soil where your intuition grows, and you cannot grow if you're constantly being pulled in 100 directions. Go for walks without your phone. Let nature reset your nervous system. Meditate, not to empty your mind, but to meet it, to listen, to observe, to take back control from the mental junk that's been fed to you all day. Stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about being fully present in what matters. No distractions, no noise, just you and the truth. That's where your strength lives. The modern world glorifies busyness. It rewards loud voices, fast decisions, constant motion. But power, real power, is quiet. The strongest people are calm. They speak less and listen more. They act with intention, not impulse. Stillness creates that kind of strength. When you're still, you can finally see what matters. You stop reacting to every little thing. You stop being pulled by every emotion. You start responding with clarity. You start leading yourself. And the one who leads themselves can never be led by fear. Stillness is how you reconnect to your purpose. It's how you hear the whisper that says, "You were made for more." Not louder, not faster, clearer, stronger, aligned. So, build a life that protects your peace. Carve out space for solitude, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Sit in silence. Journal your thoughts. Walk without stimulation. Protect your mind like it's sacred. because it is. You don't need everyone's opinion. You need your own conviction. You don't need constant input. You need inner wisdom. And that wisdom only speaks in quiet places. So get quiet, get still, and listen. Your next move, your next level, your true power, it's not out there, it's within. But you won't find it in noise. You'll find it in stillness. Comment, "I choose stillness," if you're ready to reclaim your focus, your peace, and your direction. Secret 9. Rise without announcing. Seneca said, "Work in silence. Let your success be your noise." That's the path. That's the mindset. You don't need to tell them what you're about to do. You don't need to post every move, every grind, every win. Just rise. Quietly. Consistently. Relentlessly. Rise without the drama. Without the pity. Without the need to be seen. Because the strongest moves are made in silence. The Stoic knows this. The Stoic doesn't perform, he prepares. The Stoic doesn't brag, he builds. And when the time is right, the results speak louder than any words ever could. You want revenge? Don't chase them. Don't message them. Don't try to make them understand what they threw away. You want to make them regret it? Then level up so far that they can't even recognize who you've become. Let them see you years from now, unbothered, unshaken, untouchable. Let them feel the weight of what they lost, not because you said anything, but because your life screams it. Every rep in the gym, every book you read, every early morning, every lonely grind, all of it is a silent scream saying, "I'm not done, I'm becoming." This is the way of the Stoic. Silent effort, loud legacy. Pain taught you, discipline reshaped you. Now, power is yours, but you don't need to flex it. Real power is quiet. It walks into a room and changes the energy without saying a word. So stay low, move smart, cut off the noise. Let them think you're gone. Let them think you fell off. Let them underestimate you. Good. That's fuel. While they watch others, thinking you disappeared, you're outgrowing every version of yourself. You're becoming sharper, calmer, harder to reach, harder to shake. And when your moment comes, and it will, you won't have to say a single word. Your presence will say it all. That's what happens when you rise without announcing. The world doesn't see you coming, and that's the point. So, stop wasting time explaining yourself. Stop posting for validation. Stop needing the world to applaud your progress. Make silence your standard. Make consistency your language. And make excellence your revenge. When you move like this, life opens up, not because you force it, but because you've earned it. Day by day, quietly, with purpose. You don't rise for them. You don't rise for attention. You rise for you. For the future version of you who deserves more. For the younger version of you who was hurt, overlooked, broken. For the warrior in you who refused to stay down. Let that be your reason. Let that be your fire. And when the time is right, when the work is done, you'll walk into rooms they said you'd never enter. You'll reach places they never thought you'd go. And the best part? You'll do it all without ever saying a word. That's Stoic. That's power. That's how you rise, without announcing. Every pain you've carried wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Every scar is proof, not of weakness, but of survival, of strength, of transformation. These 9 Stoic principles aren't just ancient words. They are a blueprint, a code, a strategy for rebirth, for rising from the ashes, for becoming the kind of person they can't ignore, can't shake, and can never break again. This isn't about revenge. It's about resurrection. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to scream. You just need to keep rising, quietly, sharply, daily, until the version of you that once suffered becomes the version of you that commands the room. Comment below, "I rise from pain," if you're stepping into this power. Rewatch this video. Let the message sink into your bones. Let it remind you of what you are and what you're becoming. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss what's next. Because every week, we bring fire, tools for the mind, strategies for the soul, and wisdom to sharpen your edge. This isn't just content. This is a call to action. This is your space to rebuild, to reconnect, to re-emerge stronger, sharper, and more focused than ever. So, remember one thing. Don't chase revenge. Become it. I'll see you in the next one. Centered, fearless, and rising.